Well, welcome back, everybody. It's opening day of firearm deer hunting season here in Michigan.
Yeah, it's pretty much a holiday for some of us. So we've got wildlife biologist Chad Fedewa joining us live in the studio. He's a deer, elk, and moose management specialist with the Michigan DNR. Chad, thank you so much for being here this early.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, so it's an exciting day. Tell us about firearm season.
Yeah, it's almost like a holiday for a lot of folks, like you said. We're expecting almost 500,000 people to be out in the woods over the next couple of weeks. Over 500,000 throughout all of our hunting season. So a lot of folks enjoying the woods this time of year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know I was just talking to you off camera a little bit. It's going to help with the deer versus car collisions as well.
Yeah, in the last decade or so, we have seen an increase in deer populations, particularly in southern Michigan. And hunting, regulated hunting, is the main management tool for managing deer populations. So in the absence of natural predators, humans and hunters are that management tool to try to keep those deer populations in check with the available habitat to support them.
This maybe, oh, I'm so sorry, go ahead.
Go for it.
Let's talk about maybe why the deer population is a little bit bigger. It's because the hunters have kind of decreased over the past decade or so. Is that right?
Yeah, so over the last 20 years, we've lost a couple 100,000 deer hunters. So 20 years ago, we had almost 800,000 deer hunters in the state of Michigan. Now we're down to just over 500,000, and we expect in the next decade or so to lose another 100,000 hunters or so.
Wow. Now, we've done stories on this before. What is really the main reason why there's a reduction in hunters? Is it just kind of the new generation?
It's mainly an effect of the population demographics of our hunters. So most of our hunters are in that baby boomer generation that grew up hunting, and as they age out of the sport, we're not replacing them at the same rates with newer hunters.
So for those who do want to hunt, pretty simple. They're probably already out there, but must have a deer license and your kill tags in your possession before you go out, right?
Correct. You have to have them in your possession. If you are lucky enough to harvest a deer, you should tag it immediately. And then we do have mandatory harvest reporting now. We're in our third year of that, so it's still new for some hunters. But you can do it right on your phone. You can do it online, but you should do it within 72 hours of harvesting a deer.
Isn't that wild? I can just imagine a hunter hits a deer and then he's on his app.
Right.
He has to, right? It's really the law.
Get the guts out first and then get on the app, right? That's how. So you've got good venison.
Right.
But is a lot of that because of chronic wasting disease, or is it just the mandatory reporting?
So we've shifted to the mandatory reporting partly because the system we used to use was in part an in-person check station. So we had places where hunters could bring deer to us. We would collect data on those deer, and then we would also send out a mail survey after the season. And over the last decade or two, the response rate on that mail survey has decreased from an 80% response rate to less than 30%. So the data we were getting from that was not as good as it used to be. Many other states have gone to this online reporting system, and we're following suit now.
Awesome
All right.
stuff.
Well, thank you, Chad. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Sure.
Alrighty. And we'll be right back.